Methodology English. Unit 1 Introduction. Assumptions on language and language learning. The convergence of theoretical linguistics, cognitive psychology and experiential pedagogy has derived new insights into language pedagogy. With these insights we can propose the following theoretical assumptions on language and language learning. Language is a biological system which gets unfolded in human being. Language acquisition is a non-conscious process. Language is acquired not through learning and practicing isolated language facts such as words, structures, but through clusters of linguistic expressions involved in the reception and production of discourses. Language is not the totality of the four skills LSRW but the inner competence manifested in the performance of their skills. Language acquisition can take place only in a collaborative environment where the child gets ample opportunities to get involved in interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. Language is acquired not through repetition but through recurrence. Language acquisition is facilitated not by learning linguistic facts, such as vocabulary, structures, in isolation but through the clustering of these facts in meaningful discourses. Nature of the child and how he/she acquires the language. Each child is different from the other. Each has her/his likes, dislikes, interests, skills and way of behaving. Thus every child is a unique individual. He learns and responds to situations in her/his own way. While assessing children, it is important to appreciate differences among them and respect the fact that they will understand and respond in different ways while learning. We might also have noticed that when a child enters class 1, he/she brings to school a lot of different experiences and some kind of knowledge base and vocabulary. Children are not empty vessels or blank slates to be filled with information and knowledge that only the school can give, as it is generally believed. It is important to build on experiences that a child brings to school. New learning is to be developed based on what the child has. At the same time, it is also necessary to understand how children learn at the primary level, as this in turn will also determine how each child can be assessed during the teaching-learning process. Some important aspects are: every child can learn if allowed to do so at his/her own pace and follows her/his own way of learning. Children learn more through play, activities and learn better from each other and if they actually do things. Learning is a continuous process. Thus, children's learning do not take place only in the classroom. Therefore, classroom learning should be linked to what happens outside the classroom and at home. Children construct their own knowledge and do not only learn when and what the teacher teaches. This means that every child makes sense of what information she is exposed to based on her previous experiences and learning. Only then the child arrives at her own understanding and conclusions. Each child has a unique approach to acquire knowledge. This process goes on continuously. Children at the primary level stage learn more easily through experiences, play, exploration, trying out various things and actually doing different activities. Children learn in a spiral way. Thus, revisiting concepts again and again helps them to understand better. The act of learning involves a process of establishing connections among facts observed, experienced, or realized by children. The new learning, therefore, is to be based not only on the facts and information but could be related even to things acquired long back in school, home, or elsewhere. Hence, learning does not proceed in a linear manner. Children learn through the mistakes and errors they make. Learning takes place in a holistic manner. Thus, an integrated approach to learning is better. Children learn easily through authentic material like bus ticket, chocolate wrapper, etc. Language is better learned through acquisition than forcible learning. Understanding curriculum. Curriculum is a set of planned activities which are designed to implement well-defined educational aims in terms of the content of what is to be taught and the knowledge, skills and attitudes which are to be deliberately fostered, together with statement of criteria for selection of content, and choices in methods, materials and evaluation. Curriculum is a source of everything that is done in classrooms and schools towards children's education. It tells us what is worth teaching, how much should be taught and in what sequence, with what methods and materials, how learning should be assessed. Teachers must be prepared, schools monitored. Curriculum is the source of all works related to education. Curriculum and syllabus. Curriculum is a plan that interprets educational aims vis-a-vis both individual and society to arrive at an understanding of the kinds of learning experiences schools must provide to children. The curriculum framework document provides direction to take up various educational activities. Development of syllabus and textbooks etc. Syllabus refers to the content of what is to be taught in a subject and the knowledge, skills and attitudes which are to be fostered in a child together with state-specific objectives, the source of all works related to education. RTE 2009 and quality aspects. 1. Conformity with constitutional values. 2. All-round development of the child. 3. Building of the child's knowledge, potentiality and talent. 4. Development of physical and mental abilities to the fullest extent. 5. Learning through activities. Discovery and exploration in a child-friendly and child-centered manner. 6. the child's mother tongue serving as far as possible as the medium of instruction curriculum to address diversities and various levels of children as a result of mainstreaming of out-of-school children dropouts in age-specific grades. 7. Making the child free of fear, trauma and anxiety and helping the child to express views freely, no punishments. Child abuse etc. 8. Comprehensive and continuous evaluation of child's understanding, knowledge and the ability to apply them. National Curriculum Framework 2005 Guiding Principles, connecting knowledge to life outside the school, ensuring that learning is shifted away from rote methods, enriching the curriculum to provide for overall development of children rather than remain textbook-centric, creating multiple texts from given text, teacher role from teaching to facilitating, sharing ideas and collaborative learning. Scope must be given for divergent responses in place of a single answer. Learning must be multidisciplinary. Child must be an active participant rather than a recipient of information. Learning must provide variety and challenge, and be interesting and enjoyable. Learning takes place both within and outside school. Learning is enriched if these arenas interact with each other. Children learn in a variety of ways. Through experience, making and doing things, experimentation, reading, discussion, asking questions, listening, thinking and reflecting, expressing oneself in speech, movement of writing both individually and collaboratively. All children are naturally motivated to seek and are capable of learning. Making examinations more flexible and integrated into classroom life and nurturing an overriding identity informed by caring concerns within the democratic polity of the country. State Curriculum Framework. Perspectives. From teacher-centered to learner-centered. From teaching to learning. From textbook-oriented to experiential-oriented. From lecture method to activity-based. From memorizing the knowledge to construction of knowledge. Cooperative, collaborative and communicative classrooms and learning. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation becomes part and parcel of learning in recording learner development continuously. Child is given importance and the curriculum is learner-centered, learning through engagement of children in challenging activities. Projects. Focus on learning environment and on student learning outcomes. Assessment is continuous and comprehensive. Focus on assessment for learning. Evaluation system that emphasizes memory. Life skills to be reflected in the competencies. Values to be integrated with classroom activities. Curriculum and textbooks reflecting our democratic and secular heritage. Medium of instruction shall be in children mother tongue as far as possible at elementary level. Multilingual approaches should be applied in various subjects. Learner-centered approach based on constructivism in language education and non-languages. Textbook is treated as one of the many materials to be used in the classrooms. Promotion of thinking process of the child with critical pedagogy. Focus on learning based on cognitive and social construction including multiple intelligences. Teacher is reflective practitioner and collaborative learner. Focus on teacher empowerment through self and support by system. Focus on teaching strategies and methodologies and understanding the nature of subjects. Focus on teacher competencies. Teaching standards. Undertaking teacher appraisals. Focus on improved parent-teacher collaborations, intended process and outcomes. Studies on training needs of teachers. Teachers as researchers conducting action researches and case studies. Focus on identification of sources of information and using. Focus on teachers' role as facilitation and scaffolding. Making classroom environment challenging with interactive questioning. Discovering and deliberating, providing opportunities to children to construct knowledge. To develop teacher capacity in creative arts and heritage crafts. To develop teacher-made test papers and implement formative assessment and help child to improve learning. Use of ICT in classrooms. Teachers work collaboratively, breaking the style of working in isolation and take up whole school-based programs. To make teachers feel multi-grade teaching and diversities as advantage rather than limitation. Using the technology and assisting devices for improved classroom transaction. Teacher preparation and active learning pedagogies. Discourse-oriented pedagogy. A discourse is a mode of communication of certain ideas meaningfully in a particular way in a particular social situation. X. Narrative. Rhyme. Conversation. Descriptions etc. 1. Discourse-oriented pedagogy can be adapted to suit any level of learners. 2. Discourse-oriented pedagogy takes care of skill development. 3. There is a solid foundation of research stemming from cognitive psychology and learning theory. 4. In this pedagogy the focus is on process but not on the product. So any teacher who is sincerely interested in becoming a discourse facilitator can become one. 5. Discourse-oriented pedagogy proceeds from whole to part. Syllabi in textbooks. The development of the syllabi in textbooks based on the following considerations. Appropriateness of topics and themes for relevant stages of children's development. Continuity from one level to the next. Pervasive resonance of the values enshrined in the Constitution of India in the organization of knowledge in all subjects. Interdisciplinary and thematic linkages between topics listed for different school subjects, which fall under discrete disciplinary areas. Linkages between school knowledge in different subjects and children's everyday experiences. Infusion of environment related knowledge and concern in all subjects and at all levels. Sensitivity to gender, caste and class parity. Peace. Health and needs of children with disabilities. Integration of work-related attitudes and values in every subject and at all levels. Need to nurture aesthetic sensibility and values linkage between school and college syllabi. Avoid overlapping. Using the potential of media and new information technology in all subjects. Encouraging flexibility and creativity in all areas of knowledge and its construction by children. Convergence and partnership with NGOs and national level institutions. Universities in sharing good practices.